Good morning, YouTube. Hey, it's Saturday morning. I got this really cool pot. It's got a great story. I'm trying to get this thing all cleaned up so we can have a nice cup of coffee with it. It's an old timer, and if you want to stick around and take a look at this with me, I'd love to have you around. So let's do this. All right, so this is what we got here. It's a really cool cast iron pot. I honestly don't think that this is original. I'm certain of it. However, it's kind of cool. I discovered it doesn't fall off. So when they made it, they did a good job, and it's brass. It's got a little chip here on the front end. On the bottom here, it says Hill with one L, I think. Hill Top Company 5 pints, number 2, and you can see the gate mark, that line there. I think it's an old timer. All right, so the story with this kettle, I was at an estate sale. If you check out my my channel in the last month, I was at an estate sale, and this berry pot was at that sale, and they wanted $100 for it. And of course, no way. You'll see it towards the end of one of my videos, I think maybe 3 weeks ago. Anyway, but I loved it, and I hated leaving it behind. I mean, it's such a cool pot. But anyway, you gotta cut bait sometime. So last Sunday, I'm at the flea market, and I'm walking down the aisle, and I'm not kidding you, I see not just the same model, the very pot. There's no two ways that it wasn't. And I ended up talking with the woman that got the pot, and she ended up in some sort of surplus deal at the end of that sale, and she actually ended up picking it up for $5. Everything that you could fit in a bag for $5, and she actually put this in there and walked away with it. I picked this up for $10 at the flea market. So I mean, talk about a coincidence. I mean, it's nuts to even think about it, but it is actually the very, very pot. All right, so anyway, get it back, take a look at it. The inside of it is crusty. I didn't even notice it when I saw it originally at the estate sale, but I think it's going to clean up, and let's do it together, and let's get to chipping. Take a look at this weird, you see that white slag in there? I've been going around the entire edge. You can see where I've been chipping that away. Take this cap on it. Chip away at it, and then every once in a while, just take this mallet, just seismically loosen it up a bit. Comes right off. I have no idea what the story of this stuff is. I'm hoping, I don't see that this thing would be leaking at all. I have no idea what that's about. There it is. Is it paint? Calcium of some kind? All right, as you can see, I got most of it out of there. Well, I got all the white stuff out. Now I just need to work on that rust. All right, acid time. I'm rolling this acid right up to the edge, up there, and then dropping it. And back, and then I'll pour it back in the jug. All right, I got it all out. You can see down there, I've sprayed some olive oil in there just to keep it from, I got all that slag and all that rust out of there. Pretty good shape. time to boil some water. So we're going to use the gas, and we're going to boil some water in the old pot. In the meantime, I'm going to put this little support on here. There we go. And I thought any people interested in gas, this is a pretty cool little accessory. It's a porcelain, a metal porcelain drip tray for the stove. So I don't know if that's a gas product, but I've never seen one before. It's pretty cool. I'll show it to you. Look at that beauty. Fuel going here. I've rinsed this pot out 5 or 6 times with cold water, then washed it, and then sprayed some olive oil, and then let that olive oil sit in there for like a week, and let's see how it does. You know, watching this, that little bowl actually offers some decent protection of the burner for wind. Kind of sits it back down in there. All right, we got a boil. I'm gonna let that steam there, but I'm gonna put some vinegar in there. Yeah, look at it's getting some artifacts out of there that vinegar is. I'm gonna get that splashed up on the sides. All right, let's go pour this out. Yeah. Not ready for coffee yet. All right, the gas stove just ran out of gas, so going in for backup, and let's boil another batch and see how that looks. Peek again. Oh yeah, looks clear. Oops, smoke got steamed up. The water looks clear now. I think we're ready. After this boil, we'll make some coffee. This time we'll boil it and we're going to have some coffee. Yeah, it looks clean in there now. All right. Looking good. Yep. We get our first cup of coffee out of this kettle. I bet this has been the first cup of coffee out of this kettle in maybe 50 years. Smells good. Absolutely no vinegar or any ill taste whatsoever. Absolute perfect cup of coffee in my Nebraska cup. Listen, I hope everybody had fun watching me noodle this thing out. I appreciate you sticking by. I hope everybody has a great Saturday, and until next time,